O-Block is not just a place. It is a symbol. A name that echoes far beyond the streets where it exists. To some, it represents violence. To others, survival. And to those who live there, it is simply home. Housing for working families. At the time, it was not famous. It was not feared. It was simply another housing complex in a growing city. But cities change. And when opportunity leaves, pressure takes its place. By the late 20th century, economic decline hit hard. Factories closed. Jobs disappeared. Funding vanished. What remained was density, poverty, and isolation. When resources are removed from a community, survival becomes competitive. And competition, without structure, turns into conflict. O-Block didn't become dangerous overnight. It became dangerous slowly, quietly, one decision at a time. The name O-Block comes from a young man named O.D. Perry, who was killed in 2011. For residents, the name became a tribute, a way to remember someone lost too early. But outside the neighborhood, the name took on a different meaning. It became associated with crime statistics, police reports, and viral stories. A name meant to honor turned into a label that followed everyone who lived there. Life inside O-Block is often misunderstood. Most residents are not criminals. They are parents, children, grandparents. They wake up early. They go to work. They come home and lock their doors, not because they want to, but because they must. Normal routines exist in abnormal conditions. When danger is constant, awareness becomes instinct. O-Block is one of the most heavily monitored residential areas in Chicago. Cameras are everywhere. Police patrols are frequent. From the outside, this looks like protection. From the inside, it often feels like pressure. Trust erodes when every movement feels observed. And when trust disappears, cooperation follows. This creates a cycle that is difficult to break. O-Block became globally known through music. Rappers spoke about it. Videos were filmed nearby. Lyrics turned real pain into global content. For some artists, music became an escape route. For others, fame brought attention, not all of it welcome. Suddenly, a small housing complex became known around the world. But attention does not equal understanding. Living in a high-risk environment rewires the brain. When danger feels normal, calm feels suspicious. When loss is frequent, attachment becomes risky. Psychologists call this hypervigilance, a constant state of alertness, even when no threat is visible. In places like O-Block, this is not a disorder. It is adaptation. Children growing up here learn lessons early. Which streets to avoid. Which sounds mean trouble. When to run. When to stay silent. This is not taught in school. It is learned through observation. And once learned, it is difficult to unlearn. Media coverage often reduces O-Block to numbers. Arrests. Incidents. Statistics. But numbers do not show birthdays celebrated quietly indoors. They do not show neighbors protecting each other. They do not show the fear behind the headlines. When a place is labeled dangerous, humanity disappears from the conversation. People often ask, why don't they just leave? Leaving requires money, connections, opportunity. And for many, leaving also means abandoning family, identity, and community. Escape is not a door. It is a staircase, and many are missing the first step. O-Block is changing. Not quickly. Not easily. Redevelopment plans exist. Community programs try. Residents adapt. But healing a place takes more than construction. It requires trust, opportunity, and time. Things that cannot be rushed. Is not a monster. It is not a myth. It is a mirror, reflecting what happens when systems fail and survival becomes personal. To judge it from a distance is easy. To understand it requires patience. Because behind every reputation, there are human lives living inside it. This was O-Block. Not as a headline, but as a reality. Dark Atlas, exploring what others ignore. Subscribe for documentaries on psychology, isolation, survival, and misunderstood places around the world.